YouTubers! Today we're going to have fun making a rain stick. With our rain stick, there are some materials that you're going to need. You need either a paper towel tube or some other cardboard tube that will be easy to put some holes into. With that, you might want to have an adult help you. You're going to need toothpicks, and then I suggest also using hot glue, which you'll need an adult to help you with. If you don't have a hot glue gun, then you can leave the ends of the toothpicks sticking out, and you can also just cover them in some tape, especially duct tape will work really well because it'll give it a little bit of a softer feel so you don't get poked by those ends. As we do this, at any point feel free to pause the video, to go backwards, and to do this so that way you're working with me on it. I'm also going to be using the chia seeds that I used in yesterday's video, so that way I'm not being wasteful and able to use something over and over again. Yesterday's video was a lot of fun. It is not an instrument that I am going to keep for myself because I did not put enough time and effort in to make it the highest quality museum ready piece that I could. If I am going to do that, then I will not use the same products. Instead, what I'll do is spend some time really making a product look nice. I'll be able to paint it and make it into something that I would keep forever. As you're doing each of these projects, feel free to use anything you have around and to adapt as necessary. You will find that beans can also be used for a rain stick, and they will create a very different tone, along with rice, pebbles, and any other small hard object. Can't wait to see you over at our crafting area. Here we are over at the crafting area. I've put something down on my table so that way if I do get any hot glue anywhere, I'm going to make sure that it does not ruin my countertops or tabletops, rug, wherever you're working, but will land on just this piece of paper that I use for painting and other crafts. I have my paper towel tube, I have scissors just in case I need them. I have toothpicks. You may also want to have something that's a little bit easier to puncture holes with, as we're going to be taking the toothpicks and trying to stick them through. And you can see it's taking me a second to get that through, a little hard, may have even broken the toothpick. So you might want something small that will puncture holes. Pause this video right here and go collect your supplies. Set up your workspace so that the hot glue gun is put to the side where you're not going to hit it. It's actually off screen right now for you, but I can see it. I have it plugged in, ready to go. I also have my toothpicks off to one corner so they're not going to spill easily. I have the pieces I broke over here because we're going to use them in a moment, and I have all my supplies around. Make sure your workspace is going to work for you. Pick up whatever you have found that you are using to help you puncture holes. With an adult's help, starting at the top, very carefully puncture a hole and then move downward in a spiral. You can see that I have one, I'm going to do the other and keep going. The more toothpicks you have, the more dots or spirals you should have. I only have a few toothpicks with me, so I'm only going to have one spiral. But if you have enough, you can start exactly opposite of your top hole, go exactly across, and then start another spiral going around. For right now, I'm going to put that to the side. I'm going to take out my toothpicks. I'm going to break some of them. Just in half. It does not matter if they are the same lengths or different lengths. Just break quite a few. Right now, pause. Pick up your tube and count how many holes you have. You want to have the same number of toothpick halves as holes. Do that right now. Now that you have that number figured out, pick up your toothpick. You're going to carefully insert the toothpick, pointy part first, into the hole. You might need to hold the edge as you do this. Gently push it through until it's exactly in. Now this is where we're going to use a hot glue gun. You can see it's barely sticking out. I'm going to pick up my hot glue gun, again with an adult help. I'm going to just squirt on some hot glue so that this toothpick is going to stay centered here and not fall into the center. Please do this with every single hole. I have put everything inside for the toothpicks. I've also reinforced a few of them. This one might be able to use a little bit more. Just gone around and just done a little bit of extra glue anywhere I was a little concerned about. You also may have seen me cutting just because when I snapped the toothpicks, they were not completely clean, so I had to just quickly trim them up. You will need something to be able to close the ends. I'm going to use a tea light that I had used up a few days ago. I'm just going to take out the stuff in the middle and then I'll flip it upside down and I will hot glue it. You don't need to use a tea light. You could use a piece of paper, a tissue. You can even make a little hot glue area as long as you're on plastic that will peel off afterwards. Just a quick reminder while this sets, remember that hot glue gun is hot and therefore you should be using adult supervision and being very careful with this. Again, the glue is hot. Please use caution. I'm going to let this set and I'll be right back. All right, so the glue is mostly set. I do have it sitting on this just so it'll peel off easier, but it is almost set. And I have unwrapped my box from yesterday with the chia seeds. I'm going to take the chia seeds. I'm going to very carefully pour them in. You can hear that Rainstick starting already. If you would like different sounds, please feel free to try this at different points with different materials. Just gonna get those last few in there. All right, now to top it off, I need another top. So I could use the box top, I could use the saran wrap. I'm actually going to use another tea light, so let me add that. We need this last part to set, and I am going to remind you just one more time that this is hot, so you do need to use extreme caution around anything that could possibly hurt you. I will see you in just a moment to show you how this works once it is dry. Okay, while that was drying, I cleaned up my workspace a little bit, although I did not put the glue gun away yet because we want to make sure that it's completely cool before we use it. You could have maybe used that time to do some extra homework, to do a 2-mile walk, to come back, try again later, or maybe you just watched a few more of Miss Gilbo's YouTube videos. Either way, we are back. We are ready to go. When we look over here, we're going to see that some of those chia seeds got stuck, and that's fine. That's just because there was a gap between the tea light and the edge. And again, on the other side, we'll see there are a few chia seeds. Now let's go to using our Rainstick. Using our Rainstick is going to be exceptionally easy. We're going to take our Rainstick. Right now, all the chia seeds are at the bottom. Remember, this works best with rice. I just don't happen to have rice at home. And as we are still just coming out of COVID, you're going to use what you have around the area. So I'm going to have all the chia seeds right here. I can see that all my toothpicks start right here. So I want to turn so they're going to really slide down and hit the toothpicks. This is also, again, always better if you have more toothpicks because you're going to hear them bounce around. Then I'm going to slowly, not quickly, but slowly turn this over. So we can hear a few of them hitting. And you're going to have to play around to hear your best sound. And again, more toothpicks. And a little bit larger like rice is always a better sound. So there's my makeshift Rainstick. I can add more at any point. This is actually not hard to add more toothpicks. I'm just gonna go out to the store, grab a few. I'm going to put a few more of those holes in, stick them in, and maybe even take some rice and see if I can cut a little hole and then fill it back in and add some rice in. Let's go to the real Rainstick now. Real Rainstick, originally made out of cactus. People take the little prickers of the cactus and they're going to turn those thorns around. They're going to stick them back in. Inside the cactus, it has seeds. So when the cactus dries out, the seeds are going to fall. They're going to bounce off of each of those sticks inside, which again are just the thorns, and create a rain sound. Bigger Rainsticks, lower, longer sounds. The better sounds are going to happen when you go slowly. Otherwise, when it's fast, you hear a quick rainstorm and that's it. This time when I turn it over, there's still a few there. This time when I turn it over, I want you to listen to see if you can hear all the different pieces inside and how each piece will bounce and vibrate to create sound. I'm going to give it a good shake. Let's listen to those last vibrations. I hope that you enjoyed today's activity. Thank you to Michelle for giving me the idea. Thank you to everybody who has been commenting. I want to give a big shout out to Cassidy, who is great at asking questions and always giving reviews. And I want to say just hello to everybody who's having a moment this week and just needs something fun to do at home. I hope that you're all safe. I hope that you're all doing well. Stay together, stay healthy, and have fun.